Friday, 2 days before Christmas. We're reading again from Luke. Guess what chapter? 1. It's a long chapter. 57 to 66. When the time arrived for Elizabeth to have her child, she gave birth to a son. Her neighbors and relatives heard the Lord had shown his great mercy toward her, and they rejoiced with her. When they came on the 8th day to circumcise the child, they're going to call him Zechariah after his father. But his mother said in reply, "No, he be called John." But they answered her, "No one among your relatives who has that name." So he made signs asking his father what he wished him to be called. He asked for a tablet and wrote, "John is his name." And all were amazed. Immediately his mouth was opened, his tongue freed, and he spoke, blessing God. You ever take those tests? Multiple choice, or, they say your first response is usually your best response. When you start overthinking, right? Think too much, you run into trouble. They say go with your first impulse, with your gut feeling. Your first response typically is the true response that comes to mind. And so Zechariah, we have his first response. His first response is to praise and bless God. That's it. His tongue freed, and he spoke blessing God. That's what Zechariah was, a man who blesses God. How often do we bless God? How often do we praise God? I'm sure we probably ask God for things. We need God's favor, God's help. We're pretty good at that. And maybe asking God for forgiveness, contrition, praying for others. But how often do we simply praise God? That should be our first response in all things. When things go the way we want it, or things when they don't turn out the way we hoped. Praise God, like Zechariah. His tongue was freed, and immediately his first response was to praise God. Bless you.